In the highlands of Ethiopia, on July 23, 1892, a child was born who would later become one of the most respected African leaders in world history. His birth name was Tafari Makonnen. The world would later know him as Haile Selassie I. Born into a noble Ethiopian family connected to the royal bloodline, young Tafari was educated in religion, leadership, diplomacy, and languages. From an early age, he showed intelligence, discipline, and courage. As he grew older, Tafari rose through the ranks of Ethiopian leadership. He was given the title Ras, meaning prince or chief. People began calling him Ras Tafari, a name that would later inspire the Rastafari movement across the Black world. In 1930, Tafari Makonnen was crowned Emperor of Ethiopia. Taking the name Haile Selassie, meaning power of the Trinity, he became known as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. His coronation attracted worldwide attention, especially among Black people who saw Ethiopia as a symbol of African pride and independence. At a time when much of Africa was under European colonial rule, Ethiopia stood strong as one of the few independent African nations. To millions of Black people across Africa, the Caribbean, and America, Haile Selassie became a symbol of Black dignity, resistance, and hope. But dark times soon arrived. In 1935, fascist Italy under Benito Mussolini invaded Ethiopia with modern weapons, warplanes, and poison gas. Ethiopian soldiers fought bravely, but the enemy's military power was overwhelming. Haile Selassie refused to bow to colonial oppression. In 1936, he traveled to Geneva, Switzerland, to address the League of Nations, the organization that later became the United Nations. Standing before world leaders, Haile Selassie delivered one of the most powerful speeches in history. He condemned racism, fascism, and the use of chemical weapons against Ethiopian civilians. With courage in his voice, he warned the world, "It is us today. It will be you tomorrow." He also spoke words that would later become famous around the world. Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere is war. Years later, reggae legend Bob Marley would immortalize these words in the song War, turning Haile Selassie's message into a global anthem against racism and oppression. Though forced into exile in England, Haile Selassie never gave up on his country. During World War II, Ethiopian and British forces defeated the Italians, and in 1941, Haile Selassie triumphantly returned to Ethiopia. His return inspired millions of Black people worldwide. To many, he represented African victory over European colonialism. As African nations began fighting for independence, Haile Selassie became a strong supporter of Pan-African unity. In 1963, he helped establish the Organization of African Unity in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, an organization that later became the African Union. He encouraged African nations to unite, resist colonialism, and support one another in the struggle for freedom and dignity. Meanwhile, in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean, many followers of the Rastafari movement viewed Haile Selassie as a divine symbol of Black liberation and African redemption. Despite his international fame, challenges grew inside Ethiopia. Poverty, famine, and political unrest weakened his government. In 1974, Haile Selassie was overthrown by a military regime known as the Derg. The once powerful emperor spent his final days under house arrest. On August 27, 1975, Haile Selassie died at the age of 83. While the government announced that he died naturally, many believed he was secretly assassinated. Though his life ended, his legacy never died. Today, Haile Selassie is remembered as one of Africa's greatest leaders, a defender of African independence, a voice against racism, and a global symbol of Black pride and unity. His words continue to echo across generations. Until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, there will be war. The story of Haile Selassie remains a story of courage, resistance, African dignity, and the everlasting struggle for freedom.